Okay, so here's standard from Sunday. A lot of dogs did that, including one of mine. Two of mine did that. Oops, that was lucky. The clapping pulled it off, but your body motion and your other cues did not cue that jump. And this was tricky because you had to work the contact pretty hard because you need to with him, which didn't set you up well for doing the backside. So that was nice. That was a nice way for you to do it. Whoops. Yay. Okay, that run actually wasn't too bad. You probably weren't happy with it, but I didn't think it was too bad. Okay, so he does a nice job of redirecting himself to the tire. And this part was just hard. You were turned into him, which is good, but if you have a dog that doesn't stop on the dog walk, then this part was pretty tricky. So I don't really have any suggestions for how you could have done it better, except that maybe just to be ready to have like called his name as soon as like 1 foot left the dog walk. But it's kind of tricky with a dog that doesn't stop on the dog walk. So you get him in there, it's nice. Now, I didn't like that. If you're not going to do a front cross and fight for it, then you need to just run to the teeter, okay? It looks like you're going to do a rear cross on the teeter, then when he's in the tunnel, you need to get over here as fast as you can so that when he comes out, you can help drive him straight and allow you to do that rear cross better, because it was just pretty jumbly, because you had to hold up, and then, you know, he does it and everything, but... Okay, so now let's look at this part. So that's nice. Okay. Now I want you to watch. I'm going to do it in slow. And I want you to watch, remember, before he takes off for this jump, he needs to know what's coming next. Okay? So let's watch you and watch him. So now here he is getting ready to take off for this jump, but look at where your shoulders are pointing and where your motion is headed. It's headed a little bit this way versus that way. And still, look at how you are. You're directly coming this way. Now you start to pull away, but he's almost landed off of that jump. Now, he could have dug in and pulled and taken this jump, but he was correct to think that it was the blue jump. And now you're clapping, 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 but you're still moving forward. So you're still supporting this blue jump with your motion and your shoulders. So, oh, I'm sorry. I thought he took the blue jump, but it was pretty close, and I just don't like that clapping. But if you want to do the clapping, then you need to tell me, because then I'm going to stop harassing you about it. I don't really know what he did there. I don't, because I thought you were sort of turning to go to the weaves just fine, so I don't really know what. I don't really know what that was about. Boy. And then this part was hard. I don't really have any solutions for you because, again, if they don't stop on the dog walk, then, I mean, if they don't stop on the A-frame, but they have a reliable A-frame, then you could have driven ahead to that jump and gotten the backside. But because he doesn't stop and you have to work it, it really set you up pretty bad for that backside. So, I don't have a good solution for you for that, I guess. Now here, you do a nice rear cross, but you should not rear cross one jump before the turn, because look at you, you're coming this way, and look at him. He's already starting to turn and he's already looking this way. He's being a very good boy because that's what you're cueing. And look, you were clapping. Why were you clapping? You needed him to go forward. See, the clapping is going to get you in trouble because you're going to just start to do it. So if you wanted to rear here, the way to do it would have been to be even with him here at this jump. Actually, the rear here would have been really hard because the only way to get this jump doing a rear is you would have had to suck in really tight to this wing like this, and then send him forward really early so that your motion, your lateral motion behind him, is on this really, really shallow plane so that you can still drive him forward to the blue jump. Okay, does that make sense? The more abrupt your lateral motion behind him, the more of a turn you're going to get. And the nature of this course, just the way that the jumps are, you can see already that your motion is going to have you going like this, whereas to get him to go forward to the blue jump, your motion needed to be more like this to drive him forward. So I definitely wouldn't have done a rear cross here where you did it. You could have done one on the flat here between these two jumps, but you probably also could have just done a front cross here, sort of an ugly one, and just fought for it, and then it would have been fine. So let's watch that again so you can see. See how your motion, oh, and then you clap, and then you're like, oh wait, no. That's a good boy. Yeah, and he's just sort of confused because he's like, I did what you told me to do. He's a very good boy.